Welcome to your yoga practice. Today we are going to really work on hip mobility. So we're going to start seated today. What you need for class is maybe a folded pillow or blanket, something to sit on, a bolster, something like that. Also, if you have 2 yoga blocks, that will be helpful. Even if you just have 1 yoga block, that will be really helpful too, because we're going to get into our hips and stuff. And so having yoga blocks to bring the ground up to you is very helpful for a class like this. And take a moment to prepare your space. That might look like turning the lights down or lighting a candle, putting your phone on Do Not Disturb. Whatever allows you some space to really focus on you, because that's what this time is about. This is about you and your body. This is your self-care time. So prepare your space, and we are going to begin seated. Maybe with the hips elevated on a little cushion or pillow. And we're going to start with our legs actually out in front of us, the feet nice and wide, and you can take your hands behind you. Spread your fingers really wide, and you might take a moment to kind of lean to the right, lean to the left, just to stretch out the hands. Sometimes the hands and the wrists need a moment. Ooh. Now the fingers can either point towards you or they can point out to the sides. You kind of find what feels good. Yeah, stretch out those hands and those forearms. Ooh. Eventually, both hands on the ground, and then lift your heart. So we're really expanding through the chest. And let's just take a big breath here. Big inhale into the abdomen. Big open mouth exhale. All right, flex your toes up to the sky. Let your knees fall over to the right as the head turns to the left. And then bring the knees back to center. Knees fall left, head turns to the right. And do that again, nice and slow. Breathing deeply, exhaling completely. And I invite you to soften your eyes a little bit. This practice, this is a listening practice. You're listening to me as I guide you through different postures and movements, but most importantly is you're listening to your body. One more time with these windshield wipers, the knees going to one side and then the other. And all day long, your eyes are taking in information. But there's other intelligence that you can tap into. So sometimes softening the eyes so you can turn on those other sense portals. All right, bringing the knees back to center. We're going to find our crisscross applesauce, our easy seated position. Now, if crisscross doesn't feel good and you need to stick a leg out, that's okay too. Just find what works for you. Grab onto your knees, sit up nice and tall, and then circle it around. Inhale as you circle forward, and exhale as you circle back. Actively use your arms against your legs to kind of give this pushing, pulling action. Bringing awareness to what is right here. Sometimes in order to get our minds here to the present moment, we got to give ourselves permission to let go of everything else. So if you got things that the mind is mulling over, ruminating over, give yourself permission to kind of file those things away for a moment. Even if it's just for this practice, go ahead and reverse your circle. Kind of file those other things away so that you can be right here. And finish up one more circle. And bringing yourself to center, circle the arms over your head with a big breath. Give yourself a big cactus elbow. Open up your heart. Oh, nice. Now stretch the arms out to the side. Spread the fingers. Flip your right thumb down. Drop your chin to your chest and then roll the head to the left. Roll the chin to the chest. Flip the right thumb up. the left thumb goes down, roll the head to the right. Relax your jaw. We're going to do that again. Rolling the head left, left thumb up, right thumb down. And rolling the head the other way. Oh, spiraling the arms. Bringing the head to center, take the arms up, and then fold over the legs. Bring your fingertips to the ground in front of you. So the fingertips are pushing your hips back, and then relax your head. And take a big breath into your lower back. As you exhale, feel the belly button drawing in. So we want to feel the abdomen, the rib cage expanding and contracting with the breath. Inhale, there's the expansion like a balloon. Exhale, there's a slight contraction. There's a drawing in. One more time. Inhale, even using the back of the body, the back of the ribs. As you exhale, you pull the belly in and you roll the spine up. Woo. All right, switch the crossings of your legs, whatever that looks like for you. Take your arms up again, big breath. Bring your right arm down, soften the elbow and the shoulder. Left arm reaches up and over. Now bring that left hand behind your head. Shoulders out of the ears, really lift up through that left elbow. Maybe even pull the left elbow back a little bit. Big inhale. Exhale, release that left arm, bring it back to center, and we'll do the other side. Drop the left arm down, soften elbow, shoulder, right arm up and over, bring the hand behind the head. Pull the elbow back, drop the shoulders, open up through the chest and the rib cage. Big breath. On an exhale, let's release the arm, bring it back to center, both arms up, and fold forward one more time. Fingertips to the ground, drop the head, and breathe. I'm here now, and this is what matters. Taking some time out of my day to slow down, to focus on my breath, to practice breathing kindness into my body. On your next exhale, draw your belly in and roll your spine up. When you get to the top, loop the shoulders and stack the head. Okay, we're going to bring our legs back out in front of us. Same sort of position. Flex your toes up and then let your knees fall to the right. Now, at this point, some of us might need more of a cushion underneath our right hip. So for me, I'm kind of doubling up on my folded blanket down here so that my right hip is a lot higher. You could also stick a yoga block underneath your right hip. Lock out your ankles. It gets easier the closer your heels pull in towards your hips. It gets more challenging the more of a 90-degree angle you have at your knees. All right, leaning over this right shin. The hands can frame the right shin. You could also use 2 yoga blocks here. Lift the heart. Take a big breath and then exhale. Exhale, we're going to dive over that leg. Ooh. And we're going to do this a couple times. It's an inhale to roll it up. Maintain brightness through your ankles, please. Exhale as you lean the hips forward and you dive over. 2 more times. Just move with your breath. Find your flow. One more time. Bright ankles, bright feet. Go ahead and roll it up. Carefully, we're going to switch sides. So the knees come up, and I'm going to switch. So my left hip is on my cushion, on my elevated surface. The knees go over to the left, locking out the ankles. You could use yoga blocks, or your hands can just be on the floor. And find your position. And we're going to do the same thing here. So whenever you're ready, you can start that kind of bowing over the leg. Now, you might have one side that's a lot tighter than the other. I know I do. This is definitely my tight side. So it takes me, I got to really kind of give myself a second on my tight side. And you're bowing over this shin. It might be really tiny. That's okay. Move from your hips. So you're taking the whole spine with you, just kind of leaning into it, and then the rest of the spine will follow. Do that 2 more times. You are in charge, and only you know how it feels in your body. Slow it down. Finish up this last breath. And then bring your knees back to center. Ooh. Okay, from here, we are going to go into tabletop position. So hands and knees. Now, if you need to, you can put a little cushion under your knees, extra cushion. You find what feels good for your body. And we're going to tuck our toes under. Tuck the toes and then walk the hands back and put some weight onto the heels. You are in charge of intensity. For some of us, we're going to keep our hands on the ground. Some of us, this might be, the next intensity kind of coming up. Some of us might feel totally fine just putting all of our weight. Play with it. Maybe rock forward and back a few times. Please make sure your baby toes are curled under. Sometimes they like to escape and you have to get your hands back there and manually fold them under, or tuck them under, I should say. Big inhale through your nose. Slow down your exhale. One more. Inhale through your nose the best that you can. Expand through the abdomen, the rib cage. And then exhale completely. Exhale it all out. Make a little sound with that exhale. Go ahead and bring the hands to the floor. Flip to the tops of the feet and tap your feet out. Spread your fingers really wide. We're getting ready for down dog. Spread the fingers, then tuck the toes, lift the hips. And pedal the heels. So I want you to continue to play with your feet, lifting one heel as you melt the other heel to the floor and switching. Keep your fingertips active on the floor. We really want to press through the L shape that we make with our middle fingers and our thumbs. Wrapping the shoulder blades around the outsides of the armpits. Relaxing the head as you flare that tailbone up to the sky. Take another big breath. Walk your feet a little closer together. Stick your right leg up to the sky. Down dog splits. Reach it as high as it'll go. Right leg up to the sky. If you need to walk your hands back a little bit, that's okay. And then the right leg's going to come all the way to the front of the mat. We're going to go into a lunge. So you just do your best here. Scoot that right foot forward. Back knee can come down or it can stay lifted. Now, yoga blocks are going to be very helpful here. You could use yoga blocks underneath your hands, framing that right foot. Please make sure your right heel, the front heel, is on the floor. Draw your belly in, reach your heart forward, and then we're going to rock the hips back and aggressively pull those right toes up to the sky. Now, if your back knee is lifted, that's okay. You'll do the same thing. Oof. So you'll feel a hamstring stretch as you rock back. And then you're going to rock forward into that lunge again. And I want you to explore here. You might feel like you need to hold one of those positions for a few breaths. That's okay. You might enjoy this kind of fluid movement. Maybe you even close your eyes. Just feel into it. We tend to hold a lot of emotional stress in our hips and our pelvis. Invite some gentleness into your movements, some softness into the movements. Keep your feet bright. Try to keep your spine long. And then meet me in your lunge. So bending that front right knee, back knee on the floor or lifted. The left hand stays on the floor. It could be elevated up on a yoga block if you want. And then the right arm is going to twist open. Make sure you're pressing into your front right foot. So lots of weight into that front right leg. Pull your right hip crease back. twist from your rib cage. Really think about the center of the chest opening, and then the right arm is just an extension from there. Take a breath. Bring that right arm down. Step the right leg back. We're going to go into down dog. You might go tabletop first and then down dog, however you want to transition. Set up your hands nice and strong on the floor. Take a big breath. It's important to get our heads below our hearts at least once a day. Whew. Walk your feet together. Make sure your hands are strong. Left leg goes up so we can really stretch it, reach high, and then bring it all the way to the front. Take a moment. Set it up. Press into that left foot. Maybe you're using blocks under your hands as stilts. And then you get to play here. That's exactly what this is. We're inviting this sense of play with our bodies. Exploring. Okay, what's going on over here? Maybe you soften your eyes and direct all that energy inward. Through the breathing process is how we connect to our prana, our chi, our vital life energy, our life force. As you breathe in, you are conjuring energy. You are moving it through the body. And as you exhale, you are circulating it or releasing it. The breath is a tool to help you unlock tension in the body. Be kind to yourself. What you are feeling and experiencing, nothing about that is right or wrong. It's all just part of this experience. Any pain that you might be experiencing is the body trying to protect itself. And so be kind, be kind. We don't want to force anything. Now let's meet in that low lunge again. Weight in that front left foot. So that left foot is strong. Pull the left hip crease back. That's just going to square those hips. Back knee is lifted or on the floor. Right hand stays on the floor, maybe on a yoga block, and then we twist. Left arm goes high. Twist from your rib cage first. Then think center of the chest opening, and then that left arm is just an extension of that. Look at your left thumb. Shoulders out of your ears. Pull your belly button in. We want to twist from a strong center. Big inhale. Exhale, draw the core in. See if you can twist a little more. And then left hand comes down. Okay, we're going to step up to the top of the mat this time. We're going to be in our forward fold. Feet about hip distance, bend the knees, hang out in your forward fold. You can always keep your yoga blocks underneath your hands as you shake your head yes and shake your head no. Big breath. Wiggle your toes. This is the first time we're getting our feet on the floor. So just say hi to those feet, grounding in for a second. Bring the hands to the front of your shins or the front of your thighs as you come up into your halfway lift. Bend the knees, flare your sit bones back. Shine your chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Can you bend your knees a little more and stick your booty out a little more? Nice, pull your belly button in. Now press nice and strong into your legs. Imagine you're trying to pull the legs away from each other and use that strength through your legs to stand up with a straight spine. Circle your arms up overhead, big breath in. Give yourself a big cactus elbow as you press the hips forward. And then the arms come up. palms together and hands come down to your heart. Take a big breath. New body position, new point of awareness. Step your feet together. Press into the balls of the big toes gripping the ground. Anchor into your right leg, and then your left knee is going to lift in front of you. Put a slight bend in that standing right knee. Draw your core in. Take a breath. When you're ready, you're going to slowly kick that left foot back for warrior 3. Now you can do whatever you want with your arms. And I want you to focus your eyes on one little speck of something. Stare your eyes. When we focus our vision, and we just train our vision to just focus on one little point, it is training our concentration skills. And you might get distracted and you'll forget, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be looking at one thing. And then you have to pick another thing and you look at that. Take a breath. And as you stare at this one point, you're making micro adjustments with your body, with your hands, with your core. One more big breath. Are you still staring? Stare at something. Bring that left leg forward, hands to your heart, knee up in front, flex those toes up. And then place that left foot down. If you need to shake it out, you can shake it out a moment. Focus your eyes again. We're going to do the other side. Feel the left foot on the floor, the toes, bend that left knee. When you're ready, right knee comes up. Stare at something specific, intentional. Being intentional right here is going to help you be intentional in the rest of your life. This is practice. Focus that mind energy and breathe. When you're ready, you practice your ninja skills and you kick that foot back. Focus the eyes. Use your big toe on that left foot. Is your back foot active? Flex those toes down. It's okay to bend the knees. Oftentimes, bending the knees will help you find stability through your pelvis. Pull your core in. It's okay to wobble. It's about learning to surf the wobbles, to stay connected to your breath, to stay focused. One more breath here. And then carefully we bring that right leg forward. Focus your eyes, lift that knee in front of you. Breathe. And then carefully put that foot down. Whew. Okay, open up those legs a little bit. Take your arms up and lift up to your tippy toes. Use the big toe on the floor, knit up the rib cage. Ooh. Draw the core in. And then here, with those heels lifted, see if you can let your eyes travel up the wall in front of you to where the ceiling meets the wall, maybe even looking up a little bit. Can you lift your kneecaps? Can you draw your pelvic floor up and in? Can you open up your heart but drop your shoulders down? Take another big breath. Then we're going to lower our heels and we're going to go down into our yogi squat. So we're going to get all the way down to here. Now, there's lots of variations you can do here. You could take a blanket and put it under your heels. Okay, oftentimes putting something under the heels is helpful. You could also put a bolster or stack yoga blocks for under your hips. Your feet might need to be really wide. That's okay too. Take a breath. Your hips might need to stay up here. That's okay too. Maybe your hands are on the floor and you're just playing with this foldability at the hips. Put some energy into your legs, like your legs are kind of pushing into the floor. Maybe elbows on the inner thighs. Open the knees wide. Now, if you need to kind of come out of this and revisit, you go up into a forward fold, shake it out, and then you can revisit. We're going to be here for 60 more seconds. If you find a position that you can maintain, focus your eyes and breathe, and just do the best that you can. Just explore this hip foldability, flaring the sit bones, lifting the heart. Can you focus your eyes again? A soft laser focus. And if you don't want your eyes open, close your eyes and turn your vision up into your third eye. Maybe the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Almost there. 3 more breaths. Press down into your feet a little bit. We want to kind of be a little bit active here. We don't want to be just passively sitting into it. All right, we're going to release this. So taking the hips up, hands to the ground in front of you, and forward fold. Oh. If you created a throne for yourself and you need to move all that stuff out of the way, you can. All right, come up halfway lift. Flare the sit bones, pull the belly button in. Energy in the legs like you're pulling the ground apart, shoulders back. Bring the chest up a little bit so the chest is slightly higher than the hips. Yes, now turn on those glutes and then use those legs to help you pull the spine up. Whew. Beautiful. Circle the arms overhead. Take a big breath in. Palms touch. Exhale. Hands come to your heart. Circle the arms up again. And we're going to fold forward. Lead with the heart. Take it all the way down. Hands come to the floor. Step back into a plank. Pushing the ground away. Nice strong hands on the floor. Hug the elbows in. Reach the chest forward. We're here for 10, 9. Energize the body through your breathing. 7, 6. You can do gentle rocks forward and back. 4, 3, 2, and down dog. Send the hips up, melt the chest back. Oh. Big breath in. Big exhale out. Oh. Lift the heels, take the knees down, and take a child's pose. If you need to add cushion under or behind the knees, please do that. Take your forehead all the way to the mat or maybe a yoga block. Feel the shift in energy going from standing balancing poses to now taking the head nice and close to the earth. It is through the breath that you have access to all these energies. One more breath here, just feeling the details as you breathe in and out. Slowly come up, find your seated position. Grab a yoga block or a small pillow and go ahead and put it in between your legs. And make sure you have a runway behind you, so scoot forward on your mat a little bit. Hug those legs together. Arms reach forward. Shoulders are down. Take a big breath as you sit up tall on those sit bones. And then exhale, scoop the belly in and roll back just a little bit. So you're leading with your lower back. Belly is drawing in. Hug those thighs together. Shoulders down. You're going to breathe into your rib cage. Exhale, can you roll back another centimeter? Nice. Energize the legs all the way through the feet. The knees can be bent or the legs can be straight. You get to choose. Pull those abs in. Maybe roll back another centimeter. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Lift the pelvic floor. Now take your arms up over your head. Drop the shoulders down. Knit up the rib cage. Take a breath. Exhale. We're going to come all the way into a forward fold. So we come up and over. You can move your yoga block if you need to, and relax your head. Take a big breath. Exhale. Go ahead and sit up. We're going to do the same thing again. Arms reach forward. Take a breath. Exhale. We roll back. We want the belly drawing in. We do not want it pushing out. Think all those fake coughing muscles. Draw them in. Maybe roll back a tiny bit more. Inner thighs connected. Find your position. We want to feel a hugging in. This is not a clenching. This is not a gripping. This is a hug. Take the arms up, shoulders down. Same thing. On an exhale, you're going to dive up and over your legs. Breathe into the back of the body. Exhale, go ahead and roll it up. This time we're going to roll all the way back. We're going to take 4 breaths to get us there. Arms forward, take a breath. Lead with the lower back as you draw the belly in. You're going to find your first sticky point. And this is where you pause and take a breath. And then exhale, roll back a tiny bit more. That's 2. We got 2 more. And a tiny bit more. Hold it, hold it. Last one right here. Rolling all the way onto your back. And if you need help, you can always use an elbow on the ground to help you get down there. Arms stretch overhead, and you're going to roll your wrists and your ankles and just enjoy laying down for a second. Take a big breath. Bend your knees. You can put your yoga block off to the side. We're going to take the legs up to the sky. You can either hold the back of the legs or reach the arms up. And we're just going to shake the legs, or maybe legs and arms out. Some therapeutic tremoring here. So we're kind of tremoring the limbs on purpose to release tension, to release the stress hormones out of the bloodstream. Ooh. One more big breath. All right, put your left foot on the floor. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Figure 4. You are in charge of intensity. You can open the right knee away from you. You could reach through the hole and grab onto that left leg if you want. Smooth out your eyebrows. Maybe close the eyes. Direct that energy inward. Maybe gently rocking side to side. Kind of singing a lullaby to the hips. If you have a hold of your left leg, let's put the left foot on the floor. So the right ankle is still crossed. And then let your legs fall over to the right. So the weight of the right ankle is kind of guiding the left knee down a little bit. Now, if this feels too intense, just uncross your right ankle. So the legs are falling over to the right. And then reach your left arm up over your head, look over your left shoulder. We want to feel the stretch all through that left side, into that left hip, down the outer part of that left thigh. Take a big breath. Uncross your right ankle, bring your knees back to center. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left ankle on top of right thigh, and you are in charge of intensity. Now, if you're feeling any sort of tension through the back of the neck, you can always stick your yoga block underneath your head so that your head's propped up a little bit. We always want to try to just be mindful and keep the back of the neck long. Maybe rock the hips, sing them a lullaby. Take one more breath here. If you have a hold of the right leg, put the right foot on the floor. Left ankle stays crossed. Let the legs fall to the left. The more you cross your left leg over your right thigh, the more intense it is. Right arm reaches overhead. You look over that right shoulder and you breathe. Can you relax your jaw and smooth out your eyebrows? Practice softening the tension. Uncross your left ankle, bring the legs back to center. Arms out to a T, and then windshield wiper the knees side to side. Just a little side to side action here. Bring the knees to center, and we're going to set up for Shavasana. You could keep your knees bent with the feet wide, so the knees fall together and they support each other. That's a way you could do this. You could also put yoga blocks or a folded blanket underneath the back of your knees as you extend the legs, or you could just lay flat. So take a second to get comfy. Organize the pelvis so the lower back is long. Relax the shoulders down. And figure out where you want your arms. Maybe they're out at your sides. Maybe they're resting on your lower belly. Adjust your head so the back of the neck is nice and long. And take a big breath into a soft belly. Hold that breath in at the top for just a moment. Soften around the inhale. And then let out an easy, long exhale as you allow your body to soften. Feel your bones getting heavy. Close your eyes, relax your jaw, release your tongue off the roof of your mouth. And just for a moment, allow your body to sink into stillness. Release the weight off your shoulders. release, release. And just be present within the stillness. No agenda, nowhere to go. Just awareness. Direct your awareness back to your breath. And just notice breath coming in, breath going out. Gently starting to deepen the inhale, getting the breath into the abdomen, and lengthen the exhale. Calling attention back into the physical body as you wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll the wrists and the ankles. If the legs are extended, begin to bend the knees. Carefully roll over onto your favorite side. Pause for a moment. No rush to get to the next thing, just being present with the transitions. And then using your top hand to slowly bring yourself up to your seated position. Allowing our practice to come full circle. We're back where we started. Take your time, but once you get into this upright position, we'll take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. Soften your eyes, either staring at something on the floor in front of you or closing the eyes. Feel the body breathing underneath your hands. Your awareness is your superpower. It gifts you so much freedom. Allow the corners of the mouth to curl up to the ears. Tell yourself, thank you for showing up today. Thank you for taking this time just for you. And circle your arms over your head, bring your palms to touch and hands come down to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me today. And from my heart to yours, namaste.